I joined an iRacing league with zero experience, no knowledge of the cars or tracks in the schedule, all while having two massive goals. 1. Finish at least top 3 in the championship. 2. Get a win in my class. But goals don't really mean much if you can't even survive. And yet, 3 weeks later, I'm here, close to achieving those goals. So how did it happen, you may ask? To answer that, we had to go back 3 weeks. 3 weeks earlier, I was racing Mazdas in the MX-5 Cup, very lightweight cars with close racing, and I was doing quite well with clean fights, clean overtakes, and few wins here and there. But something started to change. I wanted more speed, more downforce, more raw power. So I did what any logical racer would do, and went straight into GT3 racing. Then I thought to myself, why stop there? Why not jump straight into league racing? No experience, no warm-up races, just straight into competition. So I began searching for a league, one that could really push me. And after some time, I found it.
The name By Point Racing. It had post-race stewarding, real accountability after every event, a full structured race day, all organized within a single program. Races ran an hour long, sometimes even an hour 30 minutes. Strategy mattered, consistency mattered, and mistakes had consequences. There was a full grid of competitive drivers, a dynamic safety car system, and live broadcast commentary, covering it all. And the best part, the schedule fit perfectly with mine. No conflicts, no excuses. It ran on Fridays. It felt serious, structured, and demanding. So I signed up. Coming from the Mazdas like I mentioned before, I had a lot of confidence in myself. I genuinely thought I was ready. I even thought I was going to be competitive right away. But I could have been any more wrong. Looking back, I had no idea what was waiting for me. To say my confidence took a hit in my first round participating would have been an understatement.
To start it all off, my first ever race with this league would take place in Long Beach. 11 corners, 1.96 miles long, one of the tightest street tracks in the world. At Long Beach, even the smallest error ends against the wall. But before we get into how my race went, a little context. I joined the league late this season, after round 1 at Laguna Seca was already finished. On top of that, I never driven any of the tracks on the schedule before. Also, I didn't know how to save replays in iRacing yet, so we had to make do with the live broadcast and the clips I was able to grab. That's about it. Let's jump into the action.
Meantime, Santa Maria in traffic as one of the GT3s gets caught off the back. This is Lorenzo Arujo, who started from the pit lane here and is getting passed here early on by Santa Maria, and Aguilar follows.
That one GT car, struggling a little bit there, has brought him right back together.
So yeah, that didn't go as planned. Coming into this race, I had never had to deal with fueling in the MX-5 Cup before, so that was completely new for me. I realized a bit too late that I was going in with only 5 laps of fuel for an hour-long race.
On top of that, my pace was not there. I underestimated the skills and abilities of the entire grid massively. Take a look at the drivers in my class. Pay close attention to the date duration right below the nationality. That represents their iRacing account age. Notice how all of them have at least 1 year of experience, ranging from 1 to even 11, signifying thousands upon thousands of GT3 starts. And then there's me, the outlier, with only 2 months to my name, literally, with only a handful of starts with the same machinery. So after struggling and having troubles right at the start, my whole mentality shifted to damage prevention. And let's just say the results speak for themselves.
In the end, I finished 13 out of 18 overall and 7 out of 11 in my category. I sort of thought it was just a one-time thing and only required a bit more practice for my part. So I looked forward to the next round, hoping for a better result. Round 3 takes us to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. 2.67 miles, 17 turns, high altitude. Up here, the air is thin, and GT3 cars lose lots of downforce. That means they rely more on mechanical grip than aerial. So if the car is damaged, you're basically screwed. Early in the race, under the safety car, I got hit from behind. I didn't even realize how much damage I had, and I thought I could just push the car like normal. And I learned the hard way I couldn't.
The damage was for sure there, and I set off a domino effect. I lost grip, spun, hit a wall a few times, and just kept on stacking more damage. Multiple pit stops, lots of time wasted, the race was basically ruined. I wasn't even in the lead lap anymore. But looking back at it now, I know it wasn't the damage, it wasn't the sit-ups, it wasn't the strategy, it was me. I just wasn't prepared. I ended up getting 16 out of 22 overall and 9 out of 14 in my category. After those rounds, I knew I had to step it up, so I went back to work. I started practicing more, paying more attention to setups, learning tire strategy, trying to understand how these GT3 cars really behave, not just driving, but being more intentional with it. I didn't let it get to me. I didn't come here just to participate, I came here to compete. And slowly, I started gaining more confidence with the car and myself. And as we approached the next round, I felt slightly more prepared and good with myself. Round 4 takes us to Road America. 4 miles, 14 turns, long straights, heavy braking zones, and fast flowing sections that reward commitment. It's a track where confidence matters, and hesitation costs you. And this time, the extra work started to show. The increase in practice was making a difference.
I feel like a pool cue is probably the right way to describe him as he tries to go around the outside of Araujo.
Also handy in a bar fight, though.
He is very handy in a bar fight, to be fair. So Cotterman on the outs and the inside now of Araujo down towards
right here, actually.
turn 4.
Let's see what the chopper sees here. Sees 2 pair of headlights because we're in the dark on a track that has no lights.
It does indeed. He gets the job done though, does Cotterman. And now pushes on, but he's got Araujo right on his rear tail. And for Lorenzo, he'll be hoping to just maintain the pressure on Jacob. Try and get that move made again and get back past him on the road here tonight. As Harrison Holiday, I believe, has caught the back end now of Anderson inside the top 10 as well. We've got Campbell in the back of Delgado as here comes Araujo on the inside on the carousel on Cotterman. Cotterman forced to the outside here. Can Araujo get the run? He can't quite do it. He's, oh, don't go for it to the kink. Don't go for it to the kink, please. My God. Somehow, some way, they made it through clean. Bit of help there from Cotterman just to let him go. Smart move from Jacob.
I think
Didn't want to have to push it too hard.
Your boy Jack.
That last clip was actually from a sister league that I joined after round 2 of my original Friday championship. They run a similar schedule with only 1 or 2 tracks different, and honestly, it has been one of the biggest contributors to my recent progress in the Friday league. It has given me more racing situations, more chances to practice overtaking, and really develop my racing craft under pressure. That experience has made a real difference. And that series itself has been super entertaining so far. There's a lot to talk about there too, so if you guys would like a full video on that league and how that season's been going, let me know in the comments. Anyways, by the time Friday came around, I felt more comfortable than ever.
As we also see Boswick is about to get ahead of Araujo down in 16th position. Here comes the fight on the outside line. Boswick, can he keep it without going into the sand trap? Araujo, the big fancy Red Bull car, has managed to try and keep it nice and clean, but he does lose the position to John Boswick in 16th position. And now the fight between Cotterman and Boswick can yet again begin.
Yeah, Bostwick ahead now of Aruo, and that's 2.5 seconds now for Bostwick to get up to Cotterman, but
8.3 seconds ahead of Aguilar, and hopefully he can continue to keep that pace up. But yeah, is Araujo still fighting with John Bostwick, who seems to have lost the position yet again, and now John Bostwick on the outside line trying to make it stick. I wonder what happened as to why he lost that position again from Araujo in 17th position, as they continue to try and fight each other. And it looks like Bostwick has officially now gotten past. Will he be able to keep it though and chase onto the backside of Cotterman, or is Araujo going to fight yet again from the backside? We'll have to see.
this is how it happened. So it's kind of been long after we stopped watching, because I thought Bostwick was through and that was just it. But oh wow, look at that! What goodness me! He's come from a mile back there, and he's gotten through on the inside line into turn 5. So where did that come from? I mean, that is extremely late on the brakes. Now Bostwick is properly in front of Aruo, but that was a long way on the off the back. You wonder.
Well, I mean, completely legal overtake as well from Araujo. I mean, literally keeping everything within the track limits and not forcing the other driver off track either. Lots of space given there to Bostwick. And so pretty good overtake from his side. Again, like you mentioned, Houston needs to get some of that advice to get past Crosby.
Friday's race was intense. This was my very first hour and 30-minute race I've ever taken part in, the longest I've ever done. It was a completely different challenge. The extra practice really paid off. For the first time, I was actually fighting for positions, having real battles against drivers who were extremely skilled. Every overtake, every corner, it felt like I was finally racing. But it wasn't perfect. I still need to work on avoiding incidents. At one point, a driver in front of me spun and clipped me, leaving me damaged for the last 10 crucial laps. It cost me precious time and rhythm. All in all, I finished 13 out of 23 overall in the GT3 and 6 out of 16 in my category, just shy of my very first top 5. It was close, but it showed me where exactly I needed to focus. As round 5 approaches, this one's shaping to be a special one, because this is where I'll be putting everything I learned up to now to the test. And what better place to do that than Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the circuit that embodies American motorsport, stretching 2.4 miles long with 14 technical turns. It demands precision, confidence, and racecraft at every corner. This is the main event of the video. The race we'll be going in depth on. It's here where I'll be putting my greatest effort yet. Here's how it began. Before I show you my very first laps at Indianapolis, I should properly introduce myself. You've been hearing me talk this entire time without a name or face, so here I am. My name is Lorenzo Araujo. I drive the number 38 Porsche, competing in the Pro-Am category. This channel is about racing, improving, competing at a higher level every single round. I have the goal of someday competing in real life, and every race here is a part of the preparation. If you're here now, you're watching the journey from the beginning. Nice to officially meet you. 3 days before race day, I loaded into Indianapolis for the very first time.
Alright, first lap. No video, no nothing. Just me. So we'll see where I'm at right now. This is not the start of the lap. Yeah. No, where to start? Oh. Oh, oh my. Dude, I'm feeling sick. Oh my gosh. Fixed so I don't have to worry about extra static conditions. So also that's a plus side. Alright, what's my first lap gonna be? First lap is a 129.9. Alright, I think I can do much better than that in my next lap. I don't know if I could ride that, or is that an off track? Oh crap, I lost it. Alright, let's try again. Try to maximize my lap after this. Let's go. But it is a time I said a 1.27.3. We could do much better than that. As you can see, the pace just wasn't there at first. I was learning the track in real time, figuring out where it tightened up, how the corners connected, and how the car needed to be positioned to carry speed through them. I was pushing too hard in the wrong places, asking for too much from the car before I really understood what the circuit demanded. The spins, the missed apexes, they were all part of the learning curve, but that's how every new track begins. So instead of turning laps, I stepped back and studied it. I watched guides, paid attention to braking references, and started to see the rhythm that I was missing. When I went back out, it felt different. The corners started linking together. The inputs became smoother. I wasn't forcing the lap anymore. I was building it. And little by little, the times began to drop. 1 second!
That was your fastest lap of the session. Just check your fastest lap of the session. New fastest lap for you.
I kept refining, session after session, getting more comfortable each run. And before I realized it, race day was already here. Race day meant qualifying. The session runs for 30 minutes. The GT3 go out first. We get 15 minutes to set our time. The final 15 minutes are for the LMP2s. They are a faster class, more power, less assist. And in multi-class racing, that speed difference can change everything. One small mistake from either side can affect both races. But for now, the focus was simple, one clean lap. Qualifying didn't exactly start the way I wanted. On my outlap, I nearly made contact with another driver. It would have been a disaster before even setting a time. In a league like this, that kind of mistake can earn you a penalty. It was a reminder that even the warm-up lap demands full awareness. Then came my first push lap. And I overstepped. The rear stepped out, and I spun. Looking back, I think I underestimated how little grip the tires still had. Pressure, cold tires, maybe a mix of both. Either way, the lap was gone. After setting some mediocre laps, I found myself in this one. This ended up being my fastest lap of qualifying. Early on, a driver ahead dipped a wheel into the grass while trying to stay on the racing line. With the sequence of corners that followed, it unsettled the car just enough for him to lose control and hit the wall. Suddenly, there was smoke lingering across the track. It didn't directly affect my lap, but it was a reminder of how unforgiving this circuit can be. Later in the lap, I made my own mistake. I was trying to maximize the entry by getting as close to the wall as possible, but I got too close. And although the contact there looked minimal, it cost me very valuable time. The final lap came in at a 1:24.799. That placed me 15 overall in the GT3 and 9th in class. I know there was more in it. The pace was there, I just didn't extract everything I was capable of at the time. Nevertheless, we keep on moving forward. All packed together, waiting for the race to begin. The LMP2 go green first, and we start our procedure based on the leader. At any moment now, we'll follow, and the race officially begins. This will be one of the most important times to be locked in. The race gets underway. My reaction to the leader wasn't great, but it was better than the cars around me, so I was able to edge forward slightly. Into turn 1, I wasn't expecting the Porsche behind me to dive that aggressively to the inside. He sends it, I get caught out, and I spin. Now I'm sideways next to McQueen. I have to cut the track just to rejoin safely, but that rejoin gives me a penalty. I have to wait before serving it, and by the time I do, my race is already upside down. From a solid qualifying position to dead last, I'm P22 out of P22. Worst start possible. Slightly, the car ahead of me brakes early, defends hard, but he's sacrificing exit speed. I focus on the exit, he runs wide, I sweep underneath him. That's one back. Up ahead, smoke, another car off after hitting the curb too aggressively. Easy position, P19. Lap 3, more smoke in the distance, Corvette in the grass. He touches the grass mid-corner and just loses it, even collecting another Corvette in the process. Through the chaos, another position. Lap 5, safety car. I'm chasing the next car, hoping the traffic slows him down. I'm clearly faster, you can see the lap times. Then ahead, contact. One car gets hit from behind, slides into another, and that's enough incidents in a short amount of time. Safety car. Lap 7, fuel becomes the question. You can see drivers diving into the pit lanes in the distance. A lot of them are committing, but I trust in my fuel calculator. I stay out. From P18, I jump to P11. I gain massively. Going to lap 10. Restart chaos. Restart. I got a decent launch. Behind me, 3 cars go 3 wide. Ahead, someone spins. I react and slow heavily, maybe too heavily. The Porsche behind me closes in as I can't carry enough speed through the corners. And by the end of lap 10, we're still P11. Lap 12, another driver ahead applies too much throttle mid-corner and around he goes. P10. Lap 14. I'm faster on previous lap. I see it in the data. I send him down the inside, side by side. He barely holds it on the exit. Next corner, I carry more speed. Slipstream loading. I show the inside again. He goes over. Too deep. I stay composed. Better exit. Brake earlier. Hold tight line. He nearly taps me from behind, but I secure the position. Clean move. Lap 19, we moved to P8 after a disconnect. The Porsche 67 behind me pits early. That's crucial. Two laps later, more pit stops ahead. By lap 21, I was P6 overall, only one Pro-Am ahead of me. Lap 23. I pitted from P2 in class with the leader ahead of me. We both decided pitting at the same time. However, look at the difference of our speed. I managed to close the gap by tenths of seconds, and I'm gaining on him. But here's the detail that matters. He exits pits earlier than I expected. Remember that. New tires cold. I pushed too hard, too soon. The rear steps out, big slide, no damage. But I lost so much crucial time there. Car 127 is 3.7 seconds ahead. By lap 35, I'm glued to his rear wing. An LMP2 comes through and slows him slightly. That's my moment. I see the inside, I commit. Clean overtake. P9 overall, P3 in class. 2 laps to go. But I thought this was just going to be a normal run to the finish. However, LMP2 traffic ahead slows down dramatically. Then suddenly chaos. The class leader runs out of fuel on the
He's
straight.
not off. Oh, Schaefer slowing. Schaefer slowing down here. Something's gone on for that Aston Martin.
Looks like
and
fuel.
Justin Welsh has taken the lead here. What is happening to Schaefer? It does look like fuel, but why at this stage? And why is he? Oh, he's stopping, and he's been hit by Harrison Holiday. I'm pretty sure that's Holiday who's gone into the back
Then him
of
to
him.
behind, slams into him. Chain reaction, cars scatter everywhere. And I'm caught in it. Minimum damage, but enough to matter. Last lap. Maybe it's the damage, maybe it's the adrenaline. I overdrive slightly. The car behind retakes P8 overall. So I crossed the line, P9 overall, but P2 in class. From dead last, P22 to P2 in class. That's recovery racing. A few donuts to seal it, because that just wasn't a finish. That was a comeback. Before I wrap this up, I just want to say congratulations to all the winners, and special congratulations to P1 in my class. From both of us being in last place at some point in the race and working our way up for the field, to finishing P1 and P2 in the class, was quite impressive. I also want to give a special shout out to my parents. I love you guys. Huge thank you to Mortemouth Broadcasting for allowing me to use their footage. They were kind enough to let me include it, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for the league organizers and everyone involved in making this event happen. And of course, thank you. If you made it all the way to the end, I seriously appreciate it. I know this one's a bit lengthy. I didn't expect it to be this long, but from now on, I'll probably focus on one race at a time, so it'll be more streamlined. The good news is, the races only get better from here. Some of them coming up are even more intense, so make sure you stick around. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and consider subscribing. These videos take a lot of time to put together, sometimes weeks, and your support generally helps. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.